There was a little bit of a blip last year when there was that guy that did that thing, but it seems like interest is back on the rise again. I think we're way past the point of deciding whether electric vehicles are a thing or not. They might not necessarily be for you, but the fact that you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you are interested in electric vehicles. Now, even in Australia, where we were a little bit behind the ball when it comes to electrification and battery-powered vehicles and all sorts, interest is growing. There was a little bit of a blip last year when there was that guy that did that thing, but it seems like interest is back on the rise again. Certainly interest is at a point where, for the third year running, the Electric Vehicle Show has returned to Melbourne. So I'm back here at the exhibition centre where I was just a few months ago for the Melbourne Motor Show, but this time it is all electric. Let's go and see what there is to have a look at. Wow. There's no one here. I was expecting something, like some kind of welcome party, or, you know, I mean, a red carpet at the very least is all I expect. All right, well, let's take advantage. Have a look around. They really do let anyone in here, don't they?
Your audience will probably love me after my
Well, it's funny you should say that, actually, because I was just editing that video earlier today and you have made the cut and it's fabulous. So yes, you will recognise Danny already from the Ineos.
Bite out of like this chocolate brownie and he caught it on camera and I was just like...
It was fabulous. Well, first impressions are... It's obviously quiet. Now that's because I'm lucky enough to have a quick preview of the layout before any of the paying punters turn up tomorrow. It's actually Thursday night and the show opens on Friday. So it's very quiet because it's just the media here this evening, but it's also a little more understated. Now, you probably have seen my video I did at the Melbourne Motor Show, which of course was all cars, not just EVs, and it was a little bit more like a conventional show with quite big budgets on the stands, and here it's just a little less showy. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because it's quite a functional show. This is one of the main reasons people will be showing up is because you can actually arrange a test drive, and it's a very hands-on kind of show. So rather than trying to keep the audience too far behind barriers, it's encouraging everyone to get involved, as I specifically am right now. This is one of the biggest stands and certainly the brightest of them all. This is the Polestar stand and it looks absolutely amazing. You almost need sunglasses. This is the full range on sale in Australia at the moment. The 3, the 4, and right down the back, the first one that arrived, the 2. And they're testing. Oh, it's very sort of serene music. I promise I didn't arrange this. I have one question. We're here at an EV specific show. There's lots of different types of electrification. There's going to be a lot of people, I'm sure, jumping into the comments saying, oh, EVs, no one wants to buy one, which is something we get every time we talk about electric vehicles. Certainly, you know, 300,000 on the road right now, predicted another 3 million sales over the next 5 years, suggests exactly the opposite. What's your response to people who say no one wants to buy an EV?
7% market share and increasing. I think that as we continue to make electric vehicles exciting to drive, easy to own, the take-up will continue to rise. But it's been a slow and gradual climb to this point. So, and that's been hampered by all the usual, you know, infrastructure, misinformation, all of that. But we're making progress now, and no, I think they are the right choice.
Fantastic. Yeah. Hopefully, shows like this just go on from strength to strength. There'll be more vehicles to look at, more people through the doors, and that's it. That's my sentiment with the whole thing. Its future is EV. It's inevitable. If you don't like it, fine. You don't have to jump on. Just let everyone get on the bandwagon if they want to.
Fantastic.
Thanks. Oh,
Thank you, Daniel.
Familiar faces.
Yes, so Verizon are making this very cute range of electric commercial vehicles. I found out how to say that word. Remember at the Melbourne show I had significant difficulty pronouncing that apparently is Farizon. Okay. This is the Farizon. It's kind of like Horizon and far things. Tell me if there's a little bit about the Fiat Multipla about. Is there that funny little sort of tiered terraced nose on it? Anyway, they're very, very high-spec vehicles. They've got a lot of comfort and convenience functions that you would find in not commercial vehicles. Oh, it's locked, of course it is. In vehicles that are not commercial vehicles. All electric, and apparently one of the companies that's showing most interest in these is mobile baristas, coffee vans, because you can plug in your coffee machine. You don't have to take along a generator or cable to plug into land power. You can just run your coffee machine off the van, which is a nice little touch. Classy. You can, I don't know how it works, but you can take one of these and you can, I don't know, what does it do? Oh, I see, you can win a thing. Okay, right, well, I think I've just given away what you can win in that one. Okay, I'm putting that back here. Did I just was that an extraordinary coincidence that I picked the right key for the right locker? Is that how it works? Wonder how long I can get away with being here before anyone notices I'm not an Xpeng cuddly toy. There we have it. Sorry to throw all the difficult questions at you, but just give us a bit more of a feel of how you're feeling right now. More cedar or citrus?
I actually thought that was pretty obvious because a number of people have come up to me and said, "You're so citrus today, Jason."
Sweet. Cool. I'm so sorry, but you're in my shot. I'm totally kidding, totally.
I need to tell my colleagues just what a shocker you are when you jump in front of everybody else's film crew.
I don't know where she gets that from, but of course it's complete bullshit. All completely true. Oh, well, let's a quick one for MSI, right? Because the gamers amongst you, the people who still live at home, will know this brand from gaming PCs and computers, a very well-known brand. But they've turned their hand, the Taiwanese company, to charging electric vehicle chargers. So they've got their full range here of home charging stuff, and even their commercial stuff, which is that's the Hyper 80 Dual. The thing that's really good about this is it's really narrow, look. So it fits in really little places, but still with 80 kilowatts of charging power. Nice bit of kit. Okay, so here are all the vehicles that you can, or some of them, some of the vehicles you can actually arrange a test drive of. So if you're thinking you want to put something zero emissions battery powered on your driveway, you can book in to have a drive of it while you're here. And you should, because a lot of people who drive EVs realise that they make far more sense than combustion powered stuff. Not for me, obviously, because no, that's not true. That's I love EVs as much as I do combustion power. I think the solution is to have one of everything, really. Oh look, a Porsche Macan. Oh no, it's a Leap motor that has designed its car to look a lot like a Porsche Macan. From the back, anyway, what does it look like from the front? It looks a bit like an Alfa Romeo Stelvio from the front. Anyway, well, this seems like a very good time to go and join that lot and have a little snackette and maybe even a mineral water, if you know what I mean. This is the, oh wow. Oh. Xpeng X9. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what we have here. This is, I think it's actually got a heated seat. Yes, my heated seat is on. That's very suspicious. Very creepy feeling. It feels like someone else has just been sat in here before me. Much like going on a warm toilet seat after someone's been there recently, which you may think is horrible, but I find rather comforting. Yeah, so this is not yet on sale in Australia. It is a 7-seat luxury SUV, or this one seems to be the 6-seat configuration with the captain's chairs, and it'll do nearly 600 kilometers on a single charge. So it has range, luxury, and it'll probably come in at a very reasonable price. It's even got that huge screen that pops down from the ceiling as well. So very, very nice indeed. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Wouldn't be a show without free stuff. What's in the bag?
Dunno.
Have a look.
Stickers?
Stickers, amazing.
Is it a
Information.
brochure? And a hat. There you go.
What do you mean? No,
Goodie bag.
you'd be grateful, Danny. You'd be grateful. What's it? Do you know what's in there?
Get too much stuff.
Right, that's it. That's not making the cut. It makes it sound like overprivileged.
We're going to have drinks and some canapes over here afterwards.
Are we?
Yeah, so we need to plough through.
I mean, you had me at Canapes.
Did I have your canapes?
You had me at Canapes.
We are overprivileged.
Actually, no idea how you're supposed to pronounce that name. Cyberster? Cybster. Anyway, a hugely impressive machine and such a big departure from what MG's doing with the rest of its range at the moment. I mean, for a start, you've got the dihedral or scissor doors, whatever you want to call them, butterfly doors, and they're electrically operated, but I'm just going manual. There we are. $100,000, a lot for an MG. It's about a tenth of that. This is, of course, the Rolls-Royce Spectre. Want to have a guess at the price? It's about $1.1 million drive away. Half of the reason the Ferrari 296 is so quick is because it's hybridized. Which you can see, because if you have a look through the back window, if you see orange bits, that says it's a hybrid. Go around the corner and you've got Lamborghini are here. If you want a Rev Welto, then I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed because they've sold them all. But what you can have is an Urus. Now I was pretty impressed with when they revealed the updated Urus, because I thought it was just going to be a facelift and they'd hybridize it, but it's actually a significant update, and you can see it looks very different to the one that was introduced with just a combustion petrol engine. That is about 1,015 horsepower in old money, which is a lot, but it's not the most powerful car here, because that title goes to this car. This is the Zeekr 001 FR, and it has, it's quite a cool looking thing. It has 1,265 horsepower. You do the maths on what the kilowatts are, it's probably about 1,000 kilowatts. 0 to 100, I'm glad you asked. 2.07 seconds. Absolutely ridiculous. But how could you not like that? I'm actually in a Zeekr at the moment, just the Zeekr X, and it's reasonably quick. Yeah, it's quite a nice looking thing, got some nice sort of style features in it. Perhaps a little bit style over function and practicality, but this thing, I mean, that's why a lot of people are interested in EVs, is because the performance credentials that come with a lot of them are completely putting combustion engine vehicles to shame. This really set a new direction for EVs when it was revealed at the Frankfurt Motor Show all those years ago. I was actually there when the Mission E was revealed, and it was such a cool looking thing, and everyone just said, please, 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 let the production version look like this. And it did. It looks absolutely bloody amazing, and still looks holds its own with performance and styling to this day. Let me tell you a thing or two about Smart. So Smart was a brand that used to be in Australia. You probably remember the little Smart, it was called 4.2 and 4.4, the tiny, tiny two-seater. Now I picked this, I was at, I think it was at Frankfurt show a few years ago, and I stood by the relaunched Smart as an electric vehicle. And I said, maybe I'll try and find the footage. I said, I reckon it's probably a good time for this brand to come back to Australia, because no longer is it like a compact, tiny little thing that was, to a lot of people, a bit of a death trap. It's now a reasonable sized hatchback. You've got two options here. They're actually called, the name literally is Hashtag. They're called the Smart Hashtag 3 and the Smart Hashtag 1. But the really cool thing about both of these, this is cute, isn't it? The really cool thing about both of these is they're available as a Brabus version. And those of you who know the Brabus brand with collaborations with Mercedes know that that means speed and lots of it. You can win stuff if you come here. There's actually loads of stuff to win. These gentlemen are just putting the finishing touches to this. This is the Xpeng G6, which if you go to car sales, you can see my review of this car. I think it's a great thing, especially for the cash. A really, really accomplished, really practical, fun to drive, large SUV that runs on nothing but electrons. Yeah, and if you come here, you enter the competition to win one of these, if you'd like to. So it's, this is kind of like this feels really like a motor show now, because this is was just revealed for us. They had the sheets pulled from it, and that kind of makes it feel like a proper motor show. We've got a very good couple of examples of VW hardware here. This is, sorry if I'm being a bit biased or whatever here, but this is absolutely one of my favourite EVs that money can buy right now, just because it's electric and practical and just so shamelessly nostalgic and retro. I absolutely love it. What a cool thing that ID Buzz is. All right, where to next? I'm going to take you to Segway, because Segway is winning on the interactivity stakes. I wonder if I can get my hands on one of those. That's the challenge of the evening. As Scott just said, how hard can it be? Oh, it's on. Scott happens to be the biggest man in the universe, and he's managed to get in one. This was the last time Scott, Colin and I have ever seen it alive. Faster!
Is that flat out?
That's flat out. How do you... Shit. They're never going to let us back, Scotty. Is it actually... Oh, what is the handbrake?
Quite do enough.
Okay, it's better just to... Well, that's just about a wrap of the Melbourne EV show. I've only crashed one vehicle, and you can come along and nearly crash a vehicle yourself. It's running for 3 days, starts tomorrow, Friday, and I wholeheartedly encourage you to come along and enjoy all the things, perhaps not quite to the degree I have, because then you'll be asked to never come back. Okay, I'm definitely stopping now. I'll just pop this back. I'm gonna quietly leave before anyone sees.